Today, I'm going to be talking about how to get more home buyers to choose your business by adding more value to the transaction. With me, I've got Rachel Leach, and I've got Matt Cresco. Rachel is the Chief Operating Officer of OneSource, and Matt is an account executive, and also he's the guy that helps the Savvy Inspector team with OneSource. So Rachel and Matt, welcome to the call.
Thanks a lot, Ken. Thanks for having us.
Okay, let me see if I'm going to have to control this. I can see manually today on the whose shiny face is up on the screen.
Okay.
All right, Rachel, let's do this. Let's start with you. Tell us a little bit about OneSource Solutions, and let me put your face up.
Okay. All right, fantastic. OneSource Solutions is a free concierge service that assists home buyers with getting all of their new home service connections established in one convenient phone call at no charge. We've been doing this for about 7 years now, and we basically assist the home buyer with getting their home service connections solutions for them, both financially and functionally, for their new home.
Super fantastic. And Matt, let me come over here for you a minute, because you caught up with me not long ago, and the Savvy Inspector has put an endorsement on OneSource Solutions. So talk to you about who was using you and how you found the Savvy Inspector.
I actually found it through one of the inspectors that uses your program and uses your service, Brian and Brenda Murphy down in Dallas, Texas. They told me what it is you guys do, how you guys help out inspectors, and figured that we were in the same line of business, so I would go ahead and reach out to you.
Thank you, Matt, for that, because I'll tell you, I'm sure glad you did. You got a great program. A lot of our clients at the Savvy Inspector already signed up for OneSource Solutions and are really enjoying it. So what we wanted to do today was share with people who maybe aren't a Savvy Inspector client what more about OneSource Solutions, so they can learn about it and get signed up as well. So let me just get over here to my fancy list of questions. And I don't know, Matt or Rachel, either one of you guys want to take this one. The question about what's in it for the home inspector by using OneSource?
I'll go ahead and field that one, Ken. There's a few things in it for the home inspector. Number one, we strive to add more value to their inspection. We obviously help their clients by saving them a lot of time and money in the moving process. And obviously that helps their client, but that makes the inspector obviously look like a very valuable resource in their eyes. We also help the inspector by making them a little bit more marketable to the real estate community. And finally, we strive to impact their financial bottom line.
Super. And you know, one of the things, Matt, that I really love about this, and I teach this all the time, that home inspectors have to have USPs, or unique selling points. And a lot of home inspectors, when I talk to them, I'll say, what's unique about your firm so that somebody would choose you over all others in your marketing area? And the sad thing is they can't tell me. Okay, so that's pretty frightening. So one of the things when I talked with our members about OneSource was the more value you can add to the transaction for your home buyer, the more people will choose you. And with OneSource, I think this is a beautiful thing, is that you can use it as one of your unique selling points. I mean, how many other home inspectors in the market can offer a free service to the client where it hooks up all their utility services? Cable TV, electric, the whole 9 yards. I don't know anybody else in our market that's doing it. So OneSource is super valuable. It's a great USP. Let's get over here and talk about this other one. Okay, so let's talk about a minute about how it benefits the clients. What's really in it for the client by using OneSource?
I'll take that one, Ken. Okay. Basically, this is a very unique model for the home buyer. They spend a tremendous amount of time calling different providers to get their home services set up. We take that hassle away from them. In just one call at no charge, we will identify all the providers that service their new property address, anything from gas, water, electric. We'll also make sure that they have a complimentary product cost comparison for the phone, TV, and internet providers. If there's additional services that they may need for their home, such as a locksmith, newspaper, moving and storage, we'll also assist with coordinating those providers for their new property. We feel this is a fantastic shopping experience for the customer. They are basically dealing with a personal shopper for them. They are not dealing with a multitude of people. We're a pair of hands from beginning to end for the home buyer. They are not dealing with commission salespeople. We are not in cahoots with one provider, so it's simply unbiased for them. It's simply their choices. We will make sure that by the end of the call that they're confident with the decisions that they made.
That's super. Now, Rachel, let me see if I understand this. You're going to, one of your team members is going to call up my client and ask them about their preference for cable TV over a satellite or whatever it happens to be. They'll find out the preferences from the customer, and then they'll go out and research who's providing those services in that local market, and then provide the customer with that information.
That is correct. They'll make sure that they have an understanding of all of their choices and the best pricing and promotions to date from those providers.
And then I heard my favorite word, it's free.
It's free.
That is awesome. It's free. So once the team member on your team gathers all the information, do they call the client back and present it? Do they email it? How does the client get the material?
Well, actually, we conduct a personalized appointment with them. So we will actually reach out on behalf of their home inspector. And as a token of the home inspector's appreciation, they'll offer this gift to their client. So the customer has a choice if they'd like the pair of hands in their moving process. 90 to 95% of the people, when presented correctly, would like to take advantage of the service. We will then basically assess their needs and determine what it is that they need for their new property. A lot of times, we serve as a checklist. They haven't moved maybe in 15 or 20 years, so they haven't thought of a lot of the different providers that they're going to need to call. So we will determine if they need gas at the property. Sometimes they don't know if the property is all electric. We'll make sure that we take care of all that for them. And then once we determine what they need, we will go ahead and let them speak with our product information specialist, who basically spends time understanding all the different providers, all the different packages, and they'll go over those different choices with them and lead them into a decision and solutions that best fit them and their family.
So then once the customer decides on what they want, your team goes back to work and makes it happen.
You got it.
How much sweeter can that be? And it's free.
It's free. It's quick. It saves a lot of time. It's generally, the average phone call is about 15 minutes long for them to get all these things taken care of. And then after the call, we follow up with both the home inspector and the customer with a confirmation email. That confirmation email will state all the different providers that they selected to service their home and all their new account numbers.
That's great. When Beth and I moved to Florida a few years ago, what happened was we didn't know anybody. And if we'd had OneSource, that would have been fantastic. Beth wouldn't have gray hair today.
So, yeah, right. So when are you moving again, Ken?
I'm stuck in Jasper again, so I'm hanging out for a while. But I'm definitely, when I move, I'm using it. Super. Let me get over here we got a bunch of questions for the members we've got written down. Okay, so they give some other things besides just the concierge service. I saw two other things that Matt shared with me that were really good too. So let's talk about the security system and the shopping pass.
Okay, I'll go ahead and take that.
All righty, Matt.
One of our national partners that we is actually one of our vendors is Sears, and just by using our services, they qualify for the Sears Shopping Pass. It saves them up to 30% on all major appliances for an entire year, which I'm sure you and every inspector knows as well as us, that a lot of people have appliances they need to purchase, especially when moving into a new house. That is something that they qualify at no charge. They don't have to take advantage of any other part of the service. And everything that we offer is kind of a buffet of services. Your clients get to pick and choose from the different specials that we offer. As far as the home security goes, we do offer the clients a free wireless smart home security system. Again, on behalf of the inspector, they pay nothing for equipment, installation, or activation. We actually go as far as to reach out to their insurance agent, and we'll actually get them a discount on their homeowner's insurance policy that they qualify for. So once again, they don't have to take advantage of any of these services, but it's a buffet that they pick and choose from.
That is awesome. I'll tell you, Matt, I wish I'd have had the 30% discount here recently, because I just built out the new Savvy Inspector office, and from Sears I just ordered a big old stainless steel refrigerator and 2 dishwashers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so where was my 30% moving into the new office? So anyway, but we do buy appliances from Sears, and so do lots of others. They've got great choices, not only Kenmore, but these were other brands. So that's a super deal. And the home security system is fantastic, fantastic. Now, one of the things I think home inspectors, they always have a little bit of concern about, oh, you're going to call my client and they're going to think I sold their name and phone number. And that's not true at all, because what happens is you're going to share with the client, your new client, that you have this service. So when it's presented correctly, the client understands the value of it. They look forward to the call, don't they?
Absolutely, 100%. A lot of the times with these programs, inspectors are used to partnering with someone that's selling something to their clients right off the bat. This service that we provide is something that 100% of your clients are going to have to do. Everyone has to get set up the gas, water, and electric, TV, phone, and internet. And I mean, as far as everything else goes, like we said, they don't have to take advantage of it, but it's something that over 80% of your clients are going to utilize. The other 20% or so typically are people that we won't be able to get a hold of, or some people just like handling that all themselves.
Yeah, some people are gluttons for punishment, huh? Yeah, let me spend a whole day, wait 16 hours to talk to some idiot on the phone at the gas company.
Right.
That ain't my idea of a good day. Well, you know what, I think this is one of the things I think home inspectors that are going to watch this call or on the call with us today, one of the things they really need to know is presentation is everything. And when you share with your customer the true value of what OneSource is bringing to the table for them for free, they will appreciate it and value it. But if you don't say anything to your customer, then OneSource calls up and says, hey, you know, we're here to help you with the concierge service. They're going to say, what? You know, and then they're mad at the home inspector, and then the transaction gets all fouled up. So it's important that the home inspector understand it and share it with the customer. And if the customer says, I'm not interested, fantastic. If you're not interested in 30% discount at Sears, a free home alarm, and save 12 hours on the phone with the idiot utility companies, I get it. You know, we don't want them. So, you know, you have to present it correctly to your customer, and when you do, they'll see the value, and they'll appreciate you for it, too. They'll talk about it time and time again.
The only time we ever receive complaints is exactly there, when the inspector fails to mention it to their clients. We provide everything you need to make your client well aware of the service that we provide and how we can save them time and money in the moving process. As long as that's being presented, you know, why wouldn't your customers take advantage of that? They're probably going to be excited about the phone call when they hear from us.
Yes, absolutely. And you know what happens is, I love home inspectors. I've coached them for a long time, but they're notorious about shortcutting the presentation. Okay, so don't do that. Don't do that. Go ahead and share with your customers the true value. They'll love you, and there'll be no aggravation on your customer's part whatsoever. Now, I want to just get a touchy subject right out on the table. There are a number of home inspectors in the industry that don't believe they should be compensated for anything other than a home inspection. Okay, and I say, God bless you. That's all cool if that's your philosophy. But what happens is, at the Savvy Inspector, we want to be able to add more value to the clients, and if we can earn a little bit of compensation for our effort, well, then that's a beautiful thing. And so we have lots and lots of home inspectors who believe that and who do it. Now, here's what happens is, Matt's going to go over, Rachel is one of the others, going to go over a little bit about the inspector compensation in a minute. And there is a small compensation to go with this. But if you're a home inspector that doesn't believe in taking compensation, Matt and Rachel have a great alternative for us. And that's, they can donate your compensation to the charity of your choice. Now, there's another USP right there. Okay, you're doing a great job for your client by adding more value, and you're making a contribution to a great charitable organization. Now, what could be more popular than that? Okay, that's another USP. And it doesn't matter to me who your favorite charity is. You pick it. These guys don't care. So let's talk about that a minute. Rachel or Matt, which one of you guys want to chit-chat on that a minute?
I can go ahead and go over that.
Okay, let me put your smiling face up. There we go.
There's two forms of compensation for the inspector. One is a pay per alarm, and that would be $200 for every successful alarm installation that we perform. The other one, I know a lot of inspectors with various programs that they've tried in the past have had horrible interactions and just horrible taste left in their mouth afterwards. So some inspectors don't want to worry about a close rate. And in that case, we would offer $8 for every clean referral. So whether you're accepting the compensation or you're going to donate it to a local charity of your choice, I mean, $8 for every referral is still pretty substantial. But either way, it's a substantial amount of money, especially for what we're offering to your clients. When most people, when I present this to them without talking about the compensation, they ask how much it's actually going to cost an inspector.
Right. It is a great program, and I can see why they would ask that question. But I just want to say this. The first thing that happens is they're getting the concierge service. Then they're getting a free home security system, and then they're getting 30% discount on at Sears for appliances, and that's good for a year after they get started. Okay, so if they don't want to buy right away, that's fine. You know, move in 6 months later, they say, now's time for new appliances. There's 30% still off. Okay, so that's all great. Now, for the inspectors to earn a little compensation for promoting the program and being involved in it, that's fair. And again, if you want to donate your compensation to your favorite charity, that's fantastic. Matt will take care of the whole thing for you.
And you know, sometimes, Ken, too, home inspectors will take that and they will provide that back to the customer to pay for like the first 6 months of monitoring. So they do have some options there on what avenue they'd like to go.
Good, Rachel. Thank you, because some home inspectors all get in a fit and go crazy about, oh, I'm selling my customer's name to this OneSource, and that just isn't true at all. You're providing tremendous value and have an opportunity to earn a little income, whether you donate it to charity or give it back to the customer. I'm all good with that, and so should other people be, and they are really. I think it's a minority of people that don't really see the value of this.
Sure.
Okay, we got a bunch of questions here. Let me just scroll over here. I'm looking at my other computer. How about who can use the service?
We cater to several audiences, home inspectors, real estate agents, property management companies, mortgage brokers. Really, the service is available to anyone. Basically, our platform supports anybody in the moving process. So just about anybody can use and take advantage of OneSource solutions.
Super. And I know, Rachel, in the beginning, talking with John earlier, that you guys kind of started in the real estate market with agents.
That is correct.
And moved on over to home inspectors as well.
That's correct.
And a lot of real estate agents are still offering this to their clients in certain markets, aren't they?
Absolutely. We have a lot of success with the realtors. They actually, this is a win-win. Many of them actually are on what we call an open enrollment program, so they'll basically, every buying contract comes to OneSource. That way, that ensures that the customer services will be delivered in a timely manner, and that the realtor also doesn't have one more thing to remember. We will put the buying, our brochure in the buyer packet, so that when they're going over the other paperwork, that serves as a trigger to remind the customer that the agent's concierge service will be contacting them.
Yeah, that's awesome. We probably ought to get that checklist in front of the home inspectors too, you know it? So
that would be a great idea.
As part of the wrap-up when they're going over the summary. Oh, by the way, at the end, here's the checklist. Let them go over that.
Absolutely. And Ken, this is a real collaborative relationship. So we encourage in the beginning of the relationship between the home inspector and OneSource that we orchestrate it in a way that is, convenient for their current process. So for instance, if the home inspector maybe has an inside office person that calls, 48 hours before to the customer, just confirming that they're going to do the home inspection, that's a great opportunity right there to also serve as a reminder that the concierge service will be calling. If they have several home inspectors out in the field, it's a great opportunity to be leaving our marketing materials and so forth with the homeowner. So these are all just great opportunities to keep branding the program and making sure that the customer, they've heightened awareness and that the customer knows that they will be receiving a call.
Right, and most of our clients and many others use my friends over at the ISN, and we can set up, reminders right from the ISN and other ways to make sure the client really is aware. Like you say, heightened awareness, they'll really give you a phone call.
Right.
Yeah, that's super. Okay, which services does OneSource offer connection assistance to? Let's just make sure we talk about those so everybody can understand it.
Okay, we will assist the customer with gas, water, electric, phone, TV, internet, alarm, locksmith, moving and storage, newspaper, just pretty much any request we'll assist them with. When we approach this, Ken, we always assist the customer with every connection possible. If there is a certain provider within their area that may require them to do something personally, we will make sure that they have all detailed instructions, that they're fully aware of any deposit information, any location, hours of operation, anything that may require them, to have to do something in the process, but we will make sure that it's as convenient as possible for them.
Okay.
We won't just provide them with a phone number.
Super. Let's talk about this because this came up with our members when we did a member call, and that is the client has to provide their Social Security number as part of the process. And let's talk about why and the safeguards involved there.
Okay, well, not only do we feel that the shopping experience is more pleasurable for the consumer, but also safety. Generally, it's about anywhere from 6 to 10 phone calls that a home buyer will have to make when getting their home services set up. You're dealing with one person at OneSource, opposed to calling 6 to 10 people in a call center where you're giving this information out 6 to 10 different times. The other thing is we do not sell to third parties. So when we're collecting this information, you're dealing with that same person from beginning to end. Okay, that's our guarantee. We have never compromised any information in the 7 years that we've been doing this. We adhere to all technological compliance and all that. So everything's encrypted. We save it for 30 days and then it's destroyed. So we're only collecting the information that would be required by that specific provider that they're selecting to service their home.
Super. And that's why they're collecting the Social Security number, because it's required by the providers.
It would be required if we did it or if they called themselves, Ken.
That's exactly right, Rachel. But some people got up in arms. Oh, OneSource is going to ask my client for their Social Security number. Really? Yeah, they're going to hook up to the service. You know, if just like you said, if they called, they would have to give out their Social Security number.
Absolutely. And, a lot of the service providers are aware that this is not favorable to the consumer. So we are actually even seeing some providers will actually just ask for maybe, the last 4 digits now. All that's coming down the pipeline. So we see that changing here within the next couple years.
That's fantastic. I really hope that does work out that way, because consumers feel much more comfortable giving out the last 4 digits.
Absolutely.
I mean, when the credit card company calls you on the phone, or a merchant account or whatever, they always ask for the last 4 digits. I don't mind giving that out anytime.
Right.
But to answer the home inspector's questions, the reason they do it is because the providers still require it.
Absolutely.
And Matt, I want to talk with you a minute about how does the process work? The home inspector does the home inspections. Okay, so they're finished. When do you want the referral? How do you want it? How does that whole process work?
That's a great question, Ken. Typically, most of my inspectors send their inspections on a weekly basis. It's in what we consider clean referral form, which is really important. That has the name, phone number, email address, the date of the inspection, and the actual property address. That way we have all the information. We can research it beforehand, and we figure it's about 30 days to the close date after the inspection, and we typically need anywhere between 7 and 14 business days to get all those home services set up in a timely manner. So to answer your question, it's once a week, whatever day of the week is best for them. I typically have a recurring email that goes out to them the day before as just a reminder. And then, yeah, that's really it. Most people use ISN, which makes it extremely easy to do. It takes less than a minute to gather the information, the last week of inspections, and then send it right over through that.
Super. Do you also need closing date?
Yes. Sorry, did I not mention that?
I didn't hear it, but you may have mentioned it. But yeah. At Southern Home Inspection Services, we always asked, do you know when your closing date is when we took the inspection order? So we had that information. I know a lot of home inspectors don't ask that, but they should for a variety of reasons.
Yes, and it's not necessary because we know most inspectors don't ask for it. It helps immensely if we have that, but we have it kind of down to a science to where what Rachel has come up with, to where we see the inspection date, and depending on the area, we can kind of formulate an estimated close date for the client.
Okay. Yeah, and for home inspectors that are listening to this, I think you should, when you're taking the order, whether you're using a call center or whether you're using your own staff or you're answering the phone, you should ask closing date. We teach Savvy Inspector members to do a lot of different marketing strategies around that kind of thing, so it's good information to have.
Absolutely.
Okay, here's one that's kind of interesting, and this is, and I know this comes up with you guys on the phone. How does OneSource get paid if the service is free to both the inspector and their customer?
That's a great question. We basically get paid a flat fee to process an order for the different providers that service the customer's home. So again, it goes back to not getting, pushing one provider over another, because we're not commissioned. We're basically a processing center.
Fantastic. Okay, I see it. That makes total sense.
Just to kind of recap, we do offer a great service that we provide for your clients. It helps them save an immense amount of time, money, and just headache in the moving process. We make it seamless for you. One thing I did actually want to touch on a little more is the marketing material. I provide everything to the inspector that they will need, template emails that you can send out through ISN or on your own, a flyer that you can hand out with a phone number at the inspection. There's contract verbiage in case some inspectors in different areas need to put that in their agreement, their inspection agreement, that is. And let's see, I think that's about it. Pretty much anything you need, we will have for you.
And I've taken a look at the material, and it's really good stuff. It's good stuff. One of the things I want to do is make an offer for folks who are watching it. We believe in the OneSource program. It's a great program. We have our clients using it, and they've really had very, very good things to say about it. They've called me or sent me a note and thanked me for introducing the program to them. So one of the things I want to do is, if you, I'm going to put a link underneath this video, and what happens is it's called addmorevalue.net. And when you use that link to join up with OneSource, what will happen is the Savvy Inspector will produce a news release for you. Okay, and we've got news releases going out for lots of our clients now that have signed up for OneSource. That's $149 value, and it's absolutely free when you start using the OneSource program, provided you come in on addmorevalue.net, and a link will be under this video when we get it posted. But that news release will go out to between 250 and 330 outlets, news outlets all across the U.S., and you will get a lot of very good publicity about your program from that news release. So please click on the link below and click on and join up with OneSource, and Matt will send me a note, and I can make sure that I get our writers and our press release team to go to work for you. Okay. Anything else before we close today? I want to say thank you very much for being on the call. I think this is a great program. If it wasn't a great program, I wouldn't be on the phone with you here today because it's my reputation, the Savvy Inspector, and our members are using it before we rolled it out here to the public, and our members love it. They're glad they met you guys, and so I know others will be as well. So if home inspectors want to be savvy, they'll get signed up with OneSource.